At the Thailand base, managing the constant flow of massive tanker trucks requires flawless logistics. Every drop of product must be tracked precisely, from the moment a vehicle arrives to the second it leaves. To manage this, the Terminal Automation System, or TAS, tracks every single truck through 5 strict physical milestones: the entrance gate, the inbound scale, the loading bay, the outbound scale, and finally the exit gate. But the process begins before a truck ever reaches the facility. First, the back-end SAP system must generate a delivery order and send it directly into the TAS database. Second, the driver must possess a registered TAS RFID card, linking their identity and vehicle directly to that specific delivery order. By locking these 2 prerequisites into the system early, the facility eliminates manual paperwork at the gate. True automation is established before the engine even turns off. Step 1 begins when the driver arrives at the entrance gate. They tap their RFID card at the reader to initiate the physical workflow. The system immediately checks the back-end load status. If the truck has not reached the correct status, the barrier remains securely closed. If the card is rejected, the screen displays a warning. Drivers must contact terminal staff to resolve the data discrepancy, rather than attempting to force entry. Once cleared, the truck proceeds to the inbound scale for the wait-in phase. The driver must park precisely on the weight bridge, aligning the vehicle correctly based on its specific classification. With another tap of the RFID card, the system automatically captures the truck's empty weight, logging it as the actual tare weight, and records the exact timestamp. Capturing an exact time-stamped baseline tare weight right away is the only mathematical way to prove the final loaded product volume later. Next, the driver pulls the truck into its assigned loading bay, matching the location detailed on their physical loading instruction sheet. Before any product can flow, the driver must complete critical physical actions, primarily securing the heavy grounding cable to the truck's chassis. This establishes the safety interlocks. The system runs a rapid background check on variables like ESD and overfill monitors, but it specifically requires an active ground connection to proceed. Omitting the ground connection physically prevents the batch controller from opening the valves. The load simply will not start. Physical safety requirements are directly hardwired into system permissions. A dangerous loading operation is digitally impossible. With the interlocks clear, the driver taps their card at the bay reader to initialize the loading software. The operator confirms the truck ID and driver name match the card's registry. Moving down, the system assigns the exact volume of 500 N product to specific truck compartments. To execute, the driver presses the Start Batch button. The TAS system takes over from here, autonomously monitoring the flow rate through the pipeline meters, and stops the flow precisely when the target volume is reached. By letting the batch controller manage the output, the facility shifts the responsibility of measurement from human estimation to automated mechanical precision. Once the hoses are disconnected, the loaded truck returns to the weight bridge for a final card tap to capture the weight out. Comparing this heavy gross weight against the empty tare weight physically verifies the exact product volume that was just dispensed at the bay. The driver proceeds to the final barrier, tapping their card one last time at the exit gate. This officially concludes their physical journey. Instantly, an invisible back-end process triggers. TAS compiles the data into a load complete packet, sending it to the SAP server. SAP receives this, flags it with an R for release, and updates the master inventory. The final result of the workflow is twofold: a safely loaded vehicle and a perfectly reconciled digital ledger. Following the TAS cycle guarantees that the correct product volume is safely delivered to the right vehicle every single time. The seamless handshake between the physical hardware and the SAP backend removes manual data entry from the equation. By enforcing strict sequences and hardwired safety checks, the TAS system successfully transforms an error-prone industrial task into a secure, highly predictable digital workflow.